All right, class, please return to your desks. Snack break is over. Artemis, thank you. All right, class, today's word of the day, I'm a word geek. I love words. Usufruct. Usufruct. Does anyone know what usufruct means? Jeffrey?
I don't.
Thanks, Jeffrey. In order to explain this correctly, I need to go back to the establishment of civil law, which obviously was codified out of ancient Rome, but was popularized in its modern form in Europe. Still has influence on a lot of jurisdictions today. Under civil law, property rights were considered to have three real rights underneath it. That is, usus, abusus, and fructus.
Is fructus like the shampoo that my mom uses?
No, okay, so fructus is Latin for fruit, but in this context, it refers to the fruit of something. So usus is the right to use a thing. Fructus is the right to take the fruits of something, that is, profit from some property without damaging the property. And abusus is the right to damage or destroy property. So something that you own, you're able to, the term is abusus, so it's like abuse. So usufruct is a combination between usus and fructus, that is, the ability to use and profit from something, but without the right to destroy or get rid of it or sell it. This is actually codified in many legal jurisdictions. To this day, this concept of usufruct, typically in terms of a landlord giving usufruct rights to someone else who's then able to grow food on their land and stuff like that. And actually just recently in Cuba in the 1990s, during an economic crisis, the government gave Cuban citizens the right to grow food on public land on a sort of usufructian basis. As part of our revolutionary program, now obviously this is a revolutionary school and you're all wearing your mandatory Che Guevara shirts. People say that school uniforms are bad for kids. I disagree. I think you kids look great. You're embodying the contradiction so well. So as part of our revolutionary program, we obviously call for ownership in common. So usufruct, use and profit from common property, not from a landlord, but from a shared sense of duty towards property to not degrade it in an unreasonable or damaging way because it's all shared, it belongs to everyone. It comes from the same logic that, Thomas Jefferson, famous radical liberal, he said that everything on earth should be held in usufruct by the living, for the living, not from a landlord, but from the collective. And that sort of principle underlies our revolutionary program here. In addition to that is the irreducible minimum, the level that no one should ever fall below. And also this concept of complementarity. That is, through having a complex social ecosystem, you're able to fulfill all sorts of needed roles in relation to each other. So not everyone is a baker and not everyone is a shoemaker, but together we have enough bread and shoes for everyone in a complementary web. That's our sort of revolutionary program, and that's where usufruct fits into it.
That's a beautiful word, teacher.
Sorry, Jeffrey, can you please raise your hand before you comment in the class?
Oh, yeah.
Do you see, I'm just going to be honest, Jeffrey, do you see anyone else blurting out, that's a beautiful word, this whole presentation? Or they're being quiet and paying attention?
I'm allowed to talk now? You just called me.
Sorry, yeah, I'm asking you a direct question, so yeah.
I just thought it was such a beautiful presentation you gave, a good concept, and nobody complimented you on it, and I just wanted to say it was beautiful.
Oh, I appreciate that. If you raise your hand and then you say it,
okay,
it makes okay, thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, class. So next we're just going to take a short break. I want you to all get a piece of paper and write a short story about a liberated world that follows the principles of usufruct, complementarity, and the irreducible minimum. I'm just going to step outside for a cigarette. They say under utopia, cigarettes won't be bad for you kids, but we certainly don't live in that world. No, it doesn't need to be the whole point of the story, but if you could put in an anti-smoking message, or you can if you want to. Don't actually forget I said anything. I just feel guilty. I have trouble at home, kids. You can't even imagine, kids. Okay, sorry. I'll be back in 20 minutes or whatever. Just have your stories ready.